Hello, this is Mr. William, and today's lesson is surface area of cones. And I know it's going to be over the holiday, so if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Let's get started. All right, so just a quick reminder, we're talking about surface area, and surface area means to cover. Anytime you talk about area, you're talking about square units. It could be square meters. It could be square centimeters. It could be square miles. But it's units squared because we're actually putting squares, measuring the square units. All right, so total surface area of a cone is number of square units it takes to cover the, area of a cylinder. Cone, this was right. This part is wrong. All right, we're covering a cone. So when you open up a cone, this is called the net of a cone, N-E-T. And it looks like this. You have this area here, and you have a circle at the bottom. So the total surface area of a cone is the area of the circle, which we know is pi r squared. And then we have this, what we call the lateral area. No particular name for it. We just call it the lateral area. And we put the circle and the area of the lateral area together, and we have the total surface area of the cone. So what does lateral mean? Lateral means side. So if you guys play sports, when you go side to side, you're moving laterally. So first we're going to go over how to find a lateral area of a cone. And the equation is pi times radius times the slant height. So we have the slant height here. So we're not getting to the base right now. We're just looking at the lateral or the side area of the cone. So let's look on page 630 and see how to calculate this. So again, we're talking about the slant height and the radius. So my lateral area is pi times radius times the times the slant height, 3 1400ths. My radius is 5, and my slant height is equal to 13. So it's 5 times 13. Okay, so we get, let's see, 3 1400ths times 5 times 13. So our answer is 204 and 1/10 millimeters squared. Because remember, area is square units. All right, so it says find the lateral area of a cone with a radius of 4 and a slant height of 9.5. So my radius is 4, my slant height is 9 5/10 centimeters. So my lateral area is pi times radius times slant height is 3 1400ths times 4 times 9.5. Let's take out the calculator. 3 1400ths times 4 times 9.5 gives us 119 3200ths, but it says round to the nearest tenth. So I look at this one, and since this number is less than 4, I stay at 3. So it's approximately 119 3/10 centimeters squared. All right. I'll let you do this one on your own. All right, quick check for understanding. What does lateral mean? And what does the L stand for in the equation? The base of a cone is what shape? And number 4, you always, never, sometimes need the height of a cone to find the lateral surface area. Pick one. And number 5, true or false, the slant height and height are the same. I'm going to actually let you do that, and I'll come back to these later. All right, so we got the lateral surface area, which is just the side. So now we want to find the total surface area. All right, so the total surface area is the lateral plus the circle. If you remember, you have the circle here, and then you have the lateral area. We know the lateral area was pi times radius times slant height. Now we just have to add the circle, which we remember from before is pi times radius squared. So to find our total surface area of a cylinder, of a cone, we just take, and it's down here, we take the lateral plus the circle. And in this case, our radius is 6. And our slant height is 6 2/10. So our total surface area is going to be 3 1400 times 6 times 6 2/10. That's our lateral plus our radius, pi times our radius squared. And let's see what that gives us. So 3 1400 times 6 2/10 plus 3 1400 times 6 squared. And our answer is, what was that answer? 229 and 848. It says round to the nearest tenth. So we're going to look at this number here. Since that number is less than or equal to 4, I'm going to stay. So my answer is 229 and 8/10. Let's just say approximately. Okay, that's the total surface area, and it is in centimeters. So a centimeter squared, because area is square units. All right, so we have another problem. How do you find the surface area? Now, if it says surface area, I want the whole thing. So surface area is pi times radius times slant height plus pi times radius squared. It's pi. My radius is 4.5. My slant height is 20. See if we can make this fit. Pi times radius times slant height plus pi can't write today. Times my radius squared. Let's get that in the calculator. And I have pi times radius times slant height plus pi times radius squared. 345, 375. it didn't say, it does say round to the nearest tenth, so I need to look here. And since 7 is greater than 5, I'm going to go up. So I'm going to get 3, 4, 5, and 4/10 approximately, because I rounded. So that's my slant. That's my, I'm sorry, that was millimeters squared. Okay, let's see. Let me just go ahead and break this up into 2 videos since we have so much to go. And I will come back and finish it up.